Money Mavens! What if I told you that nearly half of Americans in their 40s have less than $10,000 saved? Not for retirement, I'm talking total. As in, one medical emergency from financial disaster. Welcome to Money Talks with Adia, where today we're ripping off the Band-Aid on a painful truth hitting 40 broke isn't an accident. It's the culmination of decisions you didn't even realize you were making. You think you've been making smart choices, but what if everything you know about money is actually sabotaging your financial future? Buckle up for financial sin number 1. Hey Money Mavens! What if I told you that nearly half of Americans in their 40s have less than $10,000 saved? Not for retirement, I'm talking total. As in, one medical emergency from financial disaster. Welcome to Money Talks with Adia, where today we're ripping off the Band-Aid on a painful truth hitting 40 broke isn't an accident. It's the culmination of decisions you didn't even realize you were making. The moment you got that first real paycheck, what happened? You upgraded everything. The apartment, the car, the wardrobe, poof goes the extra income. Every raise became an excuse to elevate your spending rather than your savings. That $4 daily latte? That's not just $1,460 a year. It's $73,000 over 20 years if invested with modest returns. Think about that the next time you're waiting in the drive-through line. And no, I'm not saying never enjoy anything, but there's a massive difference between occasional treats and lifestyle autopilot where you're hemorrhaging money without even noticing. Speaking of things you didn't notice draining your wealth, let's talk about the financial vampire that's been sucking your bank account dry for decades. Ready for the second wealth killer? You've been conditioned to think debt is just part of adult life. Car payments? Normal. Credit card balance? Everyone has one. Student loans until you're 50? Just how it goes. No. The average American pays over $8,000 in interest annually. That's not normal. It's financial insanity. While you've been making minimum payments on that 19% APR credit card, the wealthy have been making their money work for them at those same percentages. The difference? They're earning compound interest while you're paying it. It's like running a marathon with ankle weights while everyone else has performance enhancers. But wait, maybe you've avoided the debt trap. Maybe you've been, responsible. Then why are you still feeling the financial squeeze? Let me introduce you to the silent wealth killer that even financial experts rarely talk about. You got comfortable. Admit it. You found that stable job with decent benefits and decided that was enough. Meanwhile, inflation has been eating your salary for breakfast while you've been settling for those measly 2% annual raises. Your income is your greatest wealth-building tool, but honestly, you've been treating it like it's fixed in stone. The painful truth? The average person's real purchasing power has barely budged in 20 years. You're working harder than ever but staying financially stagnant. Side hustles aren't just for 20-somethings with TikTok accounts. They're essential wealth amplifiers that the broke 40-year-old wished they'd started a decade ago. Now let's address the elephant in the room. That voice in your head saying, "I'll start saving seriously someday." That mindset is financial poison. And here's why. "I'll invest when I have more money." Laughs. The cruel irony is that waiting to invest until you're ready is exactly why you'll never be ready. Every decade you delay investing cuts your potential retirement wealth roughly in half. Let that sink in for a moment. If you started investing just $200 monthly at 25, by 65, you'd have about $520,000, assuming 8% returns. Start at 35, you'd have $220,000. Wait until 45? Just $90,000. The math is brutal and honestly doesn't care about your excuses. Time is the ingredient that makes average investments extraordinary, and it's the one resource you can never get back. But there's another wealth destroyer lurking in plain sight, and it might be the most dangerous because it masquerades as responsible behavior. You spent years mastering your professional skills but dedicated zero time to understanding money. You outsourced your financial education to commissioned advisors, clickbait articles, and whatever your parents did, who, let's be honest, probably weren't financial wizards themselves. Look, nobody expects you to become Warren Buffett overnight, but the basics of investing, compound interest, tax optimization, and asset allocation, that's not rocket science. It's survival knowledge in a capitalist society. Your ignorance has been extremely profitable, just not for you. Let me tell you about Marcus. At 41, he had $3,200 to his name and was living paycheck to paycheck despite a 6-figure income. His wake-up call? Finding out his 70-year-old parents were moving in because they couldn't afford retirement. That's when it hit him. He was on the exact same path. But here's where his story diverts from the typical broke at 40 trajectory. Instead of panic or denial, he got radically honest about his financial reality. He sold his luxury car, downsized his housing, and temporarily slashed his expenses to jumpstart his investment journey. He automated his finances so willpower wasn't a factor. Most importantly, he stopped seeing frugality as deprivation and started seeing it as purchasing his freedom. 3 years later, Marcus had $85,000 invested and was on track for a comfortable retirement by 62. The life change wasn't just financial. The mental burden of financial anxiety lifted. He still enjoyed life, just not at the expense of his future. Being 40 and broke isn't a life sentence. It's a wake-up call. The next decade can either be more of the same financial quicksand or the turning point where you finally build the wealth you deserve. The harsh reality is that nobody is coming to save you. Not the government, not an inheritance, not a lucky break. Financial redemption starts with brutal honesty about where you are, how you got there, and what needs to change. But here's the good news. Starting late is infinitely better than not starting at all. The best time to plant a financial tree was 20 years ago. The second best time? Today, right now, while you're watching this video. Financial literacy isn't just a buzzword. It's the foundation of a secure and prosperous life. Imagine understanding every aspect of your finances, from investments to taxes, and making informed decisions that set you on a path to freedom. Studies show that people with higher financial literacy are significantly more likely to build wealth and avoid costly mistakes. Now think about this. Every hour you spend learning about money is an hour invested in your future. Whether it's reading a book, taking an online course, or even watching videos like this one, every bit of knowledge compounds over time. This isn't just about avoiding debt or saving a few extra dollars. It's about transforming your entire financial landscape. So don't underestimate the power of financial literacy. It's the key to unlocking opportunities you never thought possible. Start today and watch how your life changes. You've heard the theories and the strategies, but what about real-life examples? Meet Sarah, who was drowning in credit card debt at 40. She decided to take control of her financial future by educating herself and implementing what she learned. Today, she's debt-free and has a growing investment portfolio. Next, there's John, who was living paycheck to paycheck despite earning a decent salary. He started a side hustle and invested the extra income. Now he's not only financially stable, but is also saving for an early retirement. And then there's Lisa, a single mom who thought financial freedom was a pipe dream. By focusing on financial literacy and smart money management, she managed to save enough to buy her first home and secure her children's future. These are just a few examples of how financial literacy can transform lives. If they can do it, so can you. Believe in your ability to change, take the steps, and watch your financial landscape transform. As we wrap up, remember this: your financial destiny is in your hands. The journey to financial freedom is not easy, but it's certainly achievable. It's about making informed decisions, staying disciplined, and continuously learning. Imagine a future where you're not stressed about money, where you have the freedom to live life on your terms. That future is possible. It starts with a single step, a commitment to take control of your financial life. The stories you've heard, the strategies we've discussed, they're all tools you can use to build the life you desire. Don't wait for someday. Start today, take control, and rewrite your financial destiny. As we wrap up, remember this: your financial destiny is in your hands. The journey to financial freedom is not easy, but it's certainly achievable. It's about making informed decisions, staying disciplined, and continuously learning. Imagine a future where you're not stressed about money, where you have the freedom to live life on your terms. That future is possible. It starts with a single step, a commitment to take control of your financial life. The stories you've heard, the strategies we've discussed, they're all tools you can use to build the life you desire. Don't wait for someday. Start today. Take control and rewrite your financial destiny. I'm Adia, and this has been Money Talks. Until next time, keep striving for financial excellence.